Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, February 28th, and just wanted to give you guys an end times update. Obviously, most of you probably already know that the U.S. is in a war with Iran and Israel as well, and this has been talked about for quite a while. And it's funny how, even though things are unpredictable, they are predictable for a few reasons. Like, for whatever reason, I mean, the markets, right? The stock markets, they tend to wait till those close before any kind of action is taken militarily, so it doesn't upset the markets right before the weekend. And then they hope to stabilize things so people, because at first there's always, and this goes for any kind of conflict or any kind of major headlines, news, especially when it comes to Bible prophecy. You'll see guys that will quickly jump the gun and try to predict what's happening, how this ties in to Bible prophecy and things like that. But there's always a fog of war. And, you know, if you've been around me enough, I talk about that, and which is why I try not to be too quick to assess things. I mean, you're assessing things, but you just don't know. And you have to let things play out a little bit. You have to let truth be revealed. You have to kind of just let that smoke clear, because just like when a bomb drops, there's heavy smoke, there's fire, there's smoke. You can't see clearly. And then after the smoke starts to dissipate, you'll start to see a little more clearly. And then you can kind of assess what's really happening. And I don't know if any of us really ever knows, because none of us are in those war room meetings and things like that. And then there's also God's part in it, right? Because, you know, man plans his ways, but the Lord directs the steps. So whatever's happening, whatever plans are being made, doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to be fulfilled, because God has his own plan, and he's working in man's plans and actions. So God is in control. And we just need to see what we see playing out. Then, you know, our government's going to tell us one thing, and then they're not always going to tell you the truth, right? I mean, first all this was over, you know, the Iranian people's freedom and wanting to get rid of and overthrow the regime there, the Ayatollah Khomeini, and that regime. But then it started being a talk about nuclear weapons again. And you know, there's definitely, you got to follow the money. You got to see what is in it for the United States, what's in it for Israel, and those kind of things. You're going to hear a lot of rhetoric against Israel, as that's been happening. Stand on the right side of that, because that's what you want to be, on God's side. Then stand on the right side of Israel. It doesn't mean you agree with everything Israel does, but you agree in their right to exist. And you know God is for them. He's going to defend them. And he says the whole world is going to turn against them. They're going to be a stumbling block for the nations. And so maybe you're already struggling because you don't understand, and you listen to mainstream media and you don't know what the Bible teaches. You don't always know the full. I'm not saying you don't know the heart of God, but you don't know the full heart of God. And therefore, you may think this is America is really just doing whatever Bibi wants, whatever Israel wants, and all this kind of stuff. That's not the case. In fact, that's probably why God hasn't judged the United States to the degree that he could, maybe because we are still Israel's greatest ally. And I hope that doesn't change, because the moment that changes, God may just turn his direction against us, not for us. So he says in his word, right? I'll bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. So I think the United States is held to a higher standard than other nations, because of God using us to help them become a nation. Not only that, in 1948, but to sustain them and be their ally and be their protector. Because if the United States took their hands off of Israel, Israel would probably have gotten wiped out. If it want, well, not necessarily, because God would come in and defend them. Because eventually the United States is going to turn its back. Whether we are enemies, I don't know, but we will not be the presence that we are right now. And that's going to encourage nations to come against them. So You know, Ezekiel 38 talks about Russia, Iran, Turkey, all coming against Israel. So we know, however this ends right now, it's not the final end. There's still more to be played out biblically. So we just got to watch, we got to pray, we got to see what's happening. You know, you pray for our troops and from our country. You pray for the safety of Israel and their people, and even the Iranian people. Hopefully, maybe they get freedom out of this. I don't see that happening, but you never know. So we just got to watch, see what's going on. I'm going to probably start doing more videos like this. So be on the lookout if that interests you. I don't want to say too much yet. You know, all I know is, hey, this war has started. I've been seeing it, hearing about it, wondering when it's going to start, would it happen during Ramadan and stuff like that. And yeah, President Trump is not a respecter of any religion, really. I mean maybe he acts like a Christian religion, but we don't know. I think he's going to do what he's going to do. And he's not going to say, well, I'll wait till this is over. He's been speaking the rhetoric, and now it's happening. So you got to respect that. Hey, if you say it and then you do it, that brings respect, and that's how you have to deal with the Middle East. Otherwise, they'll say you're all talk, you're a coward. We've seen this before. You know, the Iranian nuclear deal really was a joke. But there is more to come. We just got to watch again and pray and see how God unfolds these things. But do keep a lookout for more videos. I don't want to jump the gun and say too much yet. But as things begin to clear, as that smoke begins to clear a little bit, and you can kind of see a little more clearly, I'll do another one, try to give an update. I'm reading articles, I'm watching posts, I'm listening to other people who are up on these things and see what their takes are. And I kind of put all that together to form my opinion. And then I can try to compare that to what God's word says and see how things line up. So is this Jeremiah 49? Is this going to lead to Iran's bow being broken, Elam's bow? We'll see. Will this lead to Ezekiel 38 eventually? Well, that could be the case if there's peace first. Was this leading to the downfall of America if Iran teams up with China and Russia? We'll see. So there's a lot of things to be played out. We just got to watch again and pray. So pay attention to what's going on, and I'll be back with you to give you an update pretty soon. So you guys have a blessed day. Take care.